Hello friends and welcome to the Crypto Stacker channel. My name is Dean. If you're watching my videos for the first time, please know I only make them for entertainment, education, and community building in the crypto space. Today's video is going to be about Terareum, and Terareum is a sponsor of the Crypto Stacker channel. Now, this particular video, I've tried to put quite a bit of work into it. I hope that the logic process that I'm pursuing here makes sense to you guys. My brain likes numbers and it likes to concentrate on numbers and then try to convert those into meaningful information that we can use to make decisions about. And so today I'm going to be talking about the Probit exchange listing, looking at all the listings and what in my mind are the implications of those for the project going forward in terms of its potential to generate some upward momentum in the price. So you can see here Terareum in the last 24 hours trading at 80237, up about 2.8%. Just kind of a nice, slow, steady increase all day long. Probit itself actually tweeted out yesterday that that we would be going live on the 26th, which for some of you is now. For most of you, it will be now by the time I get this out. But it's, you know, that closes the loop on the last remaining announced exchange that will now be live. And so what I've done is summarized all the exchange listings, and I have a little analogy that I'll be sharing with you. But before I get into that, I want to show you the spreadsheet and just the fundamentals for the day. And of course, in the end, I'll show you my reflections. So there's a sneak peek at the reflections. Today is April 25th. There are currently 9,027 holders, a decrease of 23 over yesterday. The market cap is back up a little bit, 120 million. That would rank us 370th of all cryptocurrencies, but I did find an interesting tidbit as I was researching my exchanges that I'll share with you when I get there. 370th out of all cryptocurrencies. Not bad considering there are over 10,000, 12,000, what is the number? 13,697. So not too bad. Price 802481. Volume of Terareum in the last 24 hours, 111,000. The burn has ticked up to 51.50. So we're halfway through that next percentage burn, and about 2.8 trillion tokens burned since yesterday. So what I've done here is I've just summarized all of the listings for Terareum. There's now a total of 9. We have one decentralized exchange in Uniswap, which happens to be the #1 ranked decentralized exchange. And then we have 8 listings in centralized exchanges. And these move around quite a bit. Since the last time I summarized this, and it was a shorter list, you've got now 2 top 20 exchanges with Bitmart and MEXC. You've got a few here in the top 40 with BitTrue and Bbox, and then most everything here in the top 100 with the exception of Probit, which has gone down a little bit in the rankings, but still a pretty large exchange. So what I've done outside of that is get a look at the estimated number of registered users. And, you know, I'm just going off numbers I'm finding online. Obviously, the number of active users is probably not this high, but it's a substantial number of users when you think about the fact that the project currently has less than 10,000 holders. The potential for people to buy this is huge on these centralized exchanges. The amount of volume on those exchanges in the last 24 hours is 14 billion in trading. So there's a significant amount of money moving on these exchanges. Terareum is loaded up on all of those. The analogy that I would share is, in my opinion, the next time Terareum pumps, if we get some kind of news break or just the market forces start pushing Terareum up, people get excited about it, we as a community get excited about it, start adding to our positions, and it starts to make a move. I use the analogy of a bow and arrow. So right now, you know, Terareum is down significantly, but it does seem to be finding some support in the area that it's at here. And, you know, it's moved up a little bit in the last 24 hours. But if you think about a bow and arrow, you pull back the string and the bow itself acts as a spring and it stores all this energy. And then when it's released, it goes all at once and moves all that energy forward and propels the arrow, downrange. So, in my opinion, the more listings that we have with Terareum, the more potential user exposure we have, the more exchange volume there is. If Terareum starts to get some momentum, it could go off literally like a rocket. Now, I'm not inferring that it's going to 1000x instantly. I don't have any clue how far and how fast it can move. But, as opposed to when we launched the project and it was listed exclusively on Uniswap in a DeFi exchange, which requires people to have a little more knowledge of trading, and it's a little more cumbersome in that you have to take a wallet, you have to open a wallet, you have to fund the wallet, you have to attach it or link it up to Uniswap, and then you have to go in and make your trade. Now it's listed on 8 centralized exchanges where people who have their money in there can trade, relatively speaking, free of fees. Where the DeFi space, we pay gas fees. In the centralized exchanges, they do pay fees, but they're very, very small for trading. So people can move their money around really fast. And if Terareum starts taking off, starts making some gains, it will show up on these centralized exchanges, top moving coins. And if people start aping in, it could be huge for Terareum. So that would be my hope with the project. Now, the one thing that I did want to show you is I just had this little epiphany as I was looking for these. So on CoinGecko, this is where I'm finding the information for exchanges. If you go into crypto exchanges, here's where I found, MEXC and Bitmart at 16 and 17. Here's where I'm pulling all their volumes and stuff from. But in that, it offers the ability to do decentralized exchanges. In the decentralized space, Uniswap reigns supreme as the number 1 and number 5. I don't know how to classify where we would be listed. I don't know how to find that, but you can see the number of visits per day is exactly the same. So in Uniswap's eyes, these are really unified. It has to do, I looked into it a little bit, with the way they handle the liquidity pools between V3 and V2. But there's your biggest exchange. Well, as I was looking at this, I see over here DeFi coins. So I popped into DeFi coins and I start looking at the market cap here and what's going on with these different DeFi projects. And if you took this approach to looking at where does Terareum slot in terms of its ranking among DeFi tokens, we're at 120 million. That would put us right about here, like 81st of all cryptocurrencies in the DeFi space. So I know we launched as a DeFi project. It was launched on a decentralized exchange. I don't know how to classify it, if it should be classified as a DeFi project or other crypto. It's not really a centralized exchange token, though it will be the native token on a centralized exchange eventually. I just thought it was interesting. And again, it kind of gives you a feel of how large this project is. I know that the price is depressed, right? But the market capitalization of this project still makes it, at worst case scenario, in the top 400 out of 13,600 projects, and potentially a top 100 in DeFi projects. And I just thought that was interesting. It's something I wanted to kick out there. If you want to get more information about that Probit listing, you can jump out on Twitter, see RD's posting all about it. It's been all over this thing today, but this is Probit's actual post themselves. It was 22 hours ago from now, so early in the morning for me, what would have been April 25th. I'm now just breaking into April 26th here, but Probit going to be live today. It's just one more feather in the cap. We might see a little bit of a pump in the price with people there maybe getting excited about it and adding to their bag. So fingers crossed. So Terareum fam, One thing that we can all do to help get this project going is to make sure that we're active on social media. So it's as simple literally as going to Artie's post and dropping the retweet. You know, you can post a comment like, excited about this listing. And it just gets the word going out there. You know, the more of us that retweet it, the more of us that post comments, the more traction and more impressions these tweets will get. And so we can have an influence as a community. This is still really considered a community-based project. So you guys, you can do your part on these videos. You can like, you can subscribe, you can make comments. The more activity there is in YouTube, the more they promote the video as well, so we can get the word out there. Friends, I hope you're having a great day. Check back with me soon. We'll watch our crypto stacks grow together.